a major hacking attack dubbed Operation Shady Rat.
Operation Shady Rat, which was perpetrated by a single individual or group based in China, had compromised some 70 organizations around the world.
In the shadowy corners of cyberspace, where bits and bytes serve as weapons and firewalls are the first line of defense, a covert operation was silently unfolding. This operation would go on to shake the very foundations of global cybersecurity and geopolitics, pushing one nation closer to becoming a cyber superpower. Welcome to the story of Operation Shady Rat, a cyber espionage campaign so vast and sophisticated that it not only compromised governments, corporations, and nonprofits around the world, but also became a significant chapter in China's rise to cyber dominance. In 2012, the cybersecurity firm McAfee released a report that sent shockwaves across the globe. They had uncovered a series of cyber attacks dubbed Operation Shady Rat that had been quietly unfolding since at least 2006. The term RAT stands for Remote Access Tool, a type of malware that allows attackers to control a victim's computer from anywhere in the world. This wasn't just another run-of-the-mill hack. It was an orchestrated campaign targeting a staggering number of entities across various sectors, including government agencies, defense contractors, technology companies, and even nonprofit organizations. What made this operation particularly alarming was its scale and precision. Over 70 organizations were compromised, many of which were key players in industries critical to national security. The attackers meticulously selected their targets, infiltrating networks with sophisticated techniques, and remained undetected for years. The revelation of Operation Shady Rat was a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities inherent in our interconnected world, and it highlighted the evolving nature of cyber threats that could strike at the heart of both public and private sectors with devastating consequences. The attackers were particularly interested in entities from the United States, Taiwan, South Korea, and Western European countries, which were strategically significant in terms of global influence and technological advancement. Over the course of 5 years, they quietly infiltrated the networks of these organizations, gaining access to valuable information such as intellectual property, trade secrets, military plans, and even personal data. This stolen data provided the attackers with a treasure trove of insights into the operations and strategies of some of the most powerful institutions in the world. By compromising sensitive information, they could potentially influence economic decisions, military strategies, and technological developments on a global scale. The operation demonstrated a high level of patience and sophistication, as the attackers managed to evade detection while systematically extracting critical data that could give them a significant strategic advantage in both economic and geopolitical arenas. While McAfee pointed fingers at a state actor, with many suspecting China, the true identity of the culprits remains a topic of debate even today. What we do know is that this operation was vast, meticulously planned, and executed with precision. So, how did Operation Shady Rat actually work? The attackers used a variety of sophisticated techniques to infiltrate their targets. One of their primary methods was spear phishing. This involved sending carefully crafted emails to specific individuals within an organization, often with an attachment or a link that contained malware. Once the recipient clicked on the link or opened the attachment, the malware would silently install itself onto their computer. From there, the attackers would increase their privileges within the network, allowing them to navigate freely and access sensitive data. The malware they used was custom-made and designed specifically to evade detection by conventional security methods. This was no ordinary cyber attack. It was a highly advanced persistent threat, or APT, which allowed the attackers to remain undetected within the network for extended periods, sometimes even years. With these tools at their disposal, the attackers were able to extract massive amounts of data. This included everything from government secrets and military plans to corporate trade secrets and intellectual property. The attackers were patient, methodical, and relentless, often spending months or even years inside a network, slowly siphoning off information. Operation Shady Rat wasn't just about hacking into random systems. It was a targeted operation with clear objectives. The attackers' organizations, each nation that could be used to advance strategic goals. Government agencies were targeted for political and military intelligence. Defense contractors were targeted for their cutting-edge technologies and military plans. Technology companies were targeted for their intellectual property and trade secrets. Energy firms were targeted for their strategic importance, and nonprofits were targeted for the valuable data they held on various issues. But what made these targets so significant? In the modern world, information is power. The data stolen through Operation Shady Rat could be used to gain a competitive edge in the global market, influence government policies, and even shape military strategies. The attackers were playing the long game, collecting information that would provide a strategic advantage in the future. For a nation like China, which was rapidly emerging as a global superpower, this information was invaluable. By gaining access to the intellectual property, trade secrets, and strategic plans of other nations, China could accelerate its own technological advancements, enhance its military capabilities, and strengthen its position on the global stage. Operation Shady Rat was not just a cyber attack. It was a strategic maneuver in the broader context of global power dynamics. The revelation of Operation Shady Rat in 2011 had far-reaching consequences. Governments, businesses, and cybersecurity professionals around the world were forced to confront the reality of state-sponsored cyber espionage. The operation highlighted the vulnerability of even the most secure networks and underscored the growing importance of cybersecurity in the modern world. Of the attacks, many were left reeling from the damage. Reputations were tarnished, financial losses mounted, and diplomatic tensions flared between the nations involved. The attacks also prompted a global re-evaluation of cybersecurity strategies. Governments and organizations began implementing more robust authentication methods, conducting regular security audits, and enhancing collaboration and information sharing between public and private sector stakeholders. But the story of Operation Shady Rat didn't end there. The operation also sparked a broader discussion about the need for clear norms, rules, and agreements to govern state behavior in cyberspace. The attacks highlighted the dangers of an unregulated cyber landscape, where nations could engage in cyber espionage and warfare with little fear of retribution. The operation provided China with access to a treasure trove of valuable information, which could be used to fuel its technological and military advancements. By gaining access to the intellectual property and trade secrets of other nations, China could accelerate its own innovation and development, allowing it to compete on a global scale. But it wasn't just about stealing secrets. Operation Shady Rat also demonstrated China's growing capabilities in the realm of cyber warfare. The operation showcased the sophistication and persistence of Chinese cyber actors, who were able to infiltrate and remain undetected within some of the most secure networks in the world. This was a clear signal to the rest of the world that China was a force to be reckoned with in cyberspace. In the years following Operation Shady Rat, China continued to expand its cyber capabilities. From the theft of sensitive military information to the infiltration of global supply chains, China's cyber operations have become a key component of its strategy to assert its influence on the global stage. Today, China is recognized as one of the leading cyber powers in the world, with a vast and sophisticated network of state-sponsored cyber actors. Operation Shady Rat was a wake-up call for the world. It highlighted the growing threat of state-sponsored cyber espionage and underscored the importance of cybersecurity in the 21st century. The operation also demonstrated the need for a coordinated global response to cyber threats, with governments, businesses, and civil society working together to enhance resilience, reduce risks, and maintain stability in cyberspace. In the years since Operation Shady Rat, there have been efforts to establish clearer norms and rules for state behavior in cyberspace. International agreements have been proposed to prevent cyber conflicts and promote cooperation in the fight against cybercrime. However, the rapidly evolving nature of cyber threats means that the world must remain vigilant and adaptable. As we look to the future, the lessons of Operation Shady Rat remain as relevant as ever. The cyber landscape continues to evolve, with new threats emerging every day. To stay ahead of these threats, we must continue to innovate, collaborate, and adapt. Cybersecurity is not just a technical challenge, it is a global issue that requires a coordinated and comprehensive response. Operation Shady Rat was a turning point in the history of cyber espionage. It exposed the vulnerabilities of even the most secure networks and underscored the growing importance of cybersecurity in the modern world. More importantly, it highlighted the role of cyber operations in shaping the geopolitical landscape of the 21st century. As nations continue to compete for dominance in cyberspace, The lessons of Operation Shady Rat serve as a reminder of the ever-present threat of cyber warfare and the need for a coordinated global response to ensure a secure and stable cyberspace for all. But the question remains, are we prepared for the next big cyber threat? Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.